to keep that body rubber side down.
Really looking forward to this. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off and go and find my way to something cool to look at. Okay, so that's the gate I just come through. Up there you've got the pier, which is a Roman lighthouse, and the church. Got the battlements around the edge, and then the main wall. And through this gate here we've got the main tower, which is the keep, and the accommodation areas for the garrison and guards and stuff like that. This is an awesome entrance. So you've got the drawbridge here on the chain going up here, which goes through the archway, and the chain is attached to this drop down doorway, which will swing down and shut up down here, butt up against this. And as that swings down, the chain will be pulled tight and the drawbridge will swing up. So both doors will open and close at the same time. Awesome stuff. Okay, so you've got the main castle here, and then you've got the garrison barracks all the way around. Arthur's Hall here would have been the Great Hall when Henry the II and III was here, and it was remodelled into a barracks, as were the others at a later date. And there we've got this most impressive of castles. Quite a grand entrance to it. There would have been a sloped roof there.
Hie thee upstairs and make sure all is in
Hello everyone.
for the King's return.
Let's hope you're not my only hope. Now this is quite cool. So you've got these gates here. So as we come up the stairs here, you notice there's a big old gap here, and there would have been a drawbridge over this in the past. Extra security stopping them getting in that they didn't want in. This thing here is absolutely awesome. So not only did they have their own water source from the main well in case of siege, but they also had a water tower which used to trap the rainwater from the roof. Again, giving them that extra protection and survivability should the castle fall under siege. Awesome stuff. And this is where the well is. So a big old mechanical jobby to get the bucket up. Look at this for a long way down. I don't know if the camera can see that sort of stuff, but that's a really long way. That water level is so far down, but it all gives them that survivability in a siege, and convenience when they're not. Now I think This was a throne room where the king and queen would have sat and had their audience. And here is the nobleman's shitter, going down into the depths of nasty goo and horrible ooziness from a wonderful diet. Awesome alleyways. Little prayer room. It's a very bright room in here. Certainly at this time of day, would have been perfect for writing.
The Queen, no more for my own children. Consider, will you?
What I'm going to do is go down and then come back up so we don't miss out on the ground floor. I've gone up 2 stories somehow. So this is the floor below the throne room, and these are the other shitters for people to offload their burdens. And this would have been their dining hall, I'm guessing. Lots of ale would have been swilled and wines drank, and spit roast pigs eaten. And this is where the castle's staff would sort all the food and grog, mix all their soups up and broths. Wow, lots of stairs. Adds to the adventure. So, these here wouldn't have been here, and you'd have had extra ventilation coming all the way through. I guess as cannons got stronger and larger, they needed their defences to be stronger. This door will take you out onto the roof there. We're not allowed out there though. Only pigeons are allowed out there. This is the old classic pipe work. Henry II fitted this with his 4.5-inch fire hoses. This is all stuff that you don't really think about. You just think, a castle's a castle. But you need light, you need ventilation. Fantastic. Okay, so as we've learnt, you go down to go up. We've done the floors below, so now we should go up a level here. You know, if you're having to fight all the way up to the roof, it's a pretty dire situation, isn't it? Okay, so that's the first archway we came through. We're coming along the pathway there, down that archway, and along, and in that entrance of the castle down there. I'd love to be able to get up onto the roofs, but you can see why there's no guardrails or anything. Not very health and safety. You see the tower to the right of the church there? That's an old Roman lighthouse from around the time of Jesus. And then the church next to that. You see the defensive wall all the way around with big high sides to the hills that they're built on. There's tunnels below all of them. We don't have access to all of those tunnels, I don't believe. Over that way you see those nice archways. They're little death machines, they are. We're going to head over there in a bit. What a view. What a view indeed. I don't know if you can make it out, but if you look into the distance, right far in the distance, beyond the church, in fact in line with the church's roof, is France. Very faintly, but it's there nonetheless. It stretches across the horizon over there. So you can see why this was such an important defensive position throughout history, but as well as during the 100-Year War. And now back inside, out the wind, and down these mega awesome stairways. Talking again about spiral stairways, I don't know if you've watched my previous video, but the reason the stairways went this way, coming this way meant when you're fighting downwards, as you would be if you were defending, you had more chance of getting a decent swipe with your sword because you had more room. Whereas when you're fighting upwards, so yes, you've got a bigger foothold, but it means you have to travel further. But to swing your sword, you've got that in the way, and yeah, they've got all that arc, whereas you've got just that arc here. Yeah, it's a fantastic idea. It's brilliant. It's really clever. Really clever. I believe this has got the same amount of stairs as Portchester Castle. The reason I know how many stairs Portchester Castle has is because the children that were there last time very kindly informed me in a very loud, squeaky voice of every single one of them. Oh, bless them. I loved going to castles when I was a kid, so I could really see how much enjoyment they'd have had out of it. It's fantastic. But yes, so we had 116 stairs, at least on the staircase I counted yesterday, because all my audio was lost. That video is now gone. I've also just done a check on my audio, and some of it's working. But guess what? Some of it's not.
Gotta keep that bike rubber side down. You know, you gotta keep that bike rubber side down.